Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Xavier Gipson now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Start on the ground. Hall. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. Rodgers going to throw. And he'll find Hall. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
On second down, here's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Dolphins will take over here just shy of the 30. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, a turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Tua. Dancing to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That's good for a Miami Dolphin.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Flush to his right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Tua sets up to pass it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
It's a loss of 4. It's
now Tua. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there, all the things that have gone on. And the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
They're on 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their first drive of the game, they were moving the ball okay, then the interception, but they only gave up 3 points the other direction.
Yeah, and that's a big relief for them because when you give up an interception like that, it can be such a momentum changer. But to only give up 3 on the back end gives you a chance to walk back out on the field, and while you're behind, it doesn't feel insurmountable at all.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. Paul want to give up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
Here's Rodgers. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. They'll run on first down. Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
26.
Rodgers now to throw. Open man here is Conklin. 25 yards that time. They'll try and run for on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Rodgers will throw for it. And he won't be able to get the football away. He's going to be sacked. So they're unable to add on to their lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I know in most cases people think you throw the ball in this situation, and when they ran, it almost felt like a little bit of a surrender, maybe a give up. But I don't know if that's really the case. They might have been probing a little bit, checking the defense and filing it away for later. They might have something working later on.
And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now Hall to start the drive. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 4.
Now it's Rodgers. He finds his man complete. It's Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield, it turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Jets.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. Here's a give to Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On 3rd down, here's Hall. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They'll try to run with Hall. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Aaron Rodgers. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jets add 6 to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And now another one thrown incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, and puts them in that position.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Rodgers. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll run with Hall.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 4 yards.
Now Rodgers. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down.
On play action, Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground with Hall. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
A handoff for Hall.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to get the foot here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4.
Looking to pass. Tua.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And the return will stop right around the 25. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And out of bounds right around the 20. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Rodgers, a free play. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Robert Saleh, one to take chances. His guys will go for 2 here.
They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
Berrios now from his end zone.
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. On 1st down, Rodgers. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Touchdown, Jets. C.J. Uzomah from 21 yards away.
And the Jets continue to pull away here in this first half.
They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
This taken in at the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now.
Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter.
Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. And now they're in the hurry-up. Play action, now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Out route to Hill, complete.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On second down, here's Rodgers. Open man is Uzama. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now Hall.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Rodgers will throw for it.
And the Jets extend their lead yet again.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Berrios now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out.
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Tua. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Now a 2nd and 2. A run with Mostert up the middle. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
On 2nd down, Mostert.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Out to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Tua going to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Jets are going to get the football back.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 21. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now Rodgers. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Throwing now is Rodgers. That is caught. It's Uzama. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. Rodgers going to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jets continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try.
42, Dolphins 3.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, an even 90 yards. And the Dolphins are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
And the Jets have got it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time and Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Rodgers going to go on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed.
And the Jets are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. And they're going to speed things up here. On first down, Rodgers. And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 21.
It's a gain of 10. And the Jets first down.
Now it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted.
Brandon Jones picking it off.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football.
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And the Jets have got it. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
It's second and inches.
Now Rodgers rolling to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. Rodgers now on first down. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace. It's caught inside the 25. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on first and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Sanders on for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jets have got it. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run here with Hall. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Rodgers looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Rodgers now to throw. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On play action, Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that...
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. And the Dolphins are going to recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz defensive things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Mostert is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.